Okay, so in our, I think about 60-second episode of our many-part series on every country in the world, we have, well, let's see. I'll zoom in and, yep, okay, so just to make sure we have the right one, that's Greece, that's Albania, that's Macedonia, and this is Montenegro. Okay, so, first thing, Montenegro is not called that in its local language. The country in the local language is called Crna Gora, which means the Black Mountain. And hence, that the name of the country is in English is actually borrowed from Italian. Okay, and so you can see, typically, small countries, it's hard to get a high score on the map. So, my best score is only 11,000 points. I think I've, maybe played the map once or twice. Okay, so we have our daily challenge settings. All right. Yeah, so Montenegro, you have lots of rocks, um, steep slopes. Yeah, but this is excellent as to what Montenegro looks like. You can see it's kind of Southern European. You can see here there's the Lombardy poplars or some tree with similar shape. I think these might not be Lombardy poplars because I think these are needle leaf trees. Like some conifer with the same shape, maybe. Hard to say. At this distance. Um, I mean, to really positively identify a poplar, you need to see them close up. Um, okay, so we've got, and so this is, and so we zoom in. Okay, and so we have um, that it's probably this part with the with the highlands up here. This part is relatively flat, although it doesn't really get too flat at all, even in the coastal areas. Um, okay, can we get to anywhere with any clues in it? My initial guess is probably not. Oh, you'll notice also here, light colored rock, especially bluish, like you see this in a lot of southern European areas because the mountains are due to uplift and not volcanism. Um, like this particular look, it actually the color reminds me of the Dolomites in Italy. Dolomite actually being a specific mineral. I think a magnesium calcium carbonate. Um, okay, so we're near a body of water that might. Yeah, is that the sea or is that okay? I'm thinking maybe we're looking at some part of Qatar Bay here. Um, with that there's land beyond the water there, although we're looking north at it, which would mean that maybe we're on here. Yeah, the other thought is could that be Lake Shkodër here? Hmm. Yeah, I think I like this better. Um, yeah, okay. So another thing about this part of the Balkans in general is that there are a few lakes in the area, that to keep in mind. That Cotter Basin may look like a lake from some angles, except that it's connected to the ocean. There's Shkodër Lake here. There's the town of Shkodër there. Um, and also, Lake Ohrid over here, and what's the other one called? Lake Prespa. Okay. Um, and yeah, that this whole area has that same sort of look, that you have steep hills, very rocky, A lot of lighter colored rock. As I said, the mountains are due to uplift and not volcanism, and so you have sedimentary and metamorphic sorts of rocks. Dolomites. This is also why there's all those buildings made out of marble in southern Europe. That it's produced by this sort of geological setting. Okay, so yeah, so again, yeah, there's the same rocks. Um, okay, you'll also notice population density is not that high in Montenegro. It's not Switzerland. Okay, so here we have the sort of architecture. Um, looks pretty Balkan. Okay. Sort of there's with the roof tiles, there's sort of a difference between like the Central European sort of roof tiles and the southern ones. And it's sort of hard to describe, but this looks more like the southern sort of roof tiles, that you'd have in Greece, southern Serbia, North Macedonia. That it doesn't look as much like Hungary or Croatia. Um, okay, and oh, I see that there's a viewer here. Um, all right. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I've noticed we haven't seen any bollards, like that's definitely not characteristic of European appearance. That I guess, that since I'm from the US, like I know what the US looks like, and that I can tell the difference, but yeah, the road markings are not what you'd find in North America. Um, Also, I'm not sure if we really have any mountains that even look like this in North America. That that they'd in particular, like the light colored rock with the mountains, like should make you think of Southern Europe. Okay, this is a type of sign that's typically in countries from the former Yugoslavia. With the it's a yellow sign, this typeface. Um, this is in the Roman alphabet, which is less typical of Montenegro. That this might make you think more of Croatia and Slovenia. Um, it's a Mataruge. Okay, well we can. Oh wait, I need to guess. Release it. Okay, and it was up here. Okay, so yeah, this area is I sort of think of as being even more hilly than what we saw there. But okay, um, so okay. Um, yeah, okay, so a few things here that this indicates we're in a pretty warm climate. That I would say this probably means that we're closer to the Mediterranean Sea. Um, that's a fig tree. Also, like a Southern European sort of thing. You can see, for those of you that are familiar with classical statuary, like you're, looking at the fig leaf over part of the statue. Yep, that's what fig leaves look like. That they've got. They're fairly big. Have three lobes like this. Um, we have 381 and 382, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting that there's two different international calling codes. Three, of course, would tell us that we're in Europe. That the international calling codes for Europe start with three and four. Um, okay. There's the sea to our south. Okay, so The first thought is looking at the advertising and things that Cotter Bay seems most likely. It has those cruise ship arrivals. Um, um, you'll also notice here Montenegro has these, sometimes has these sort of taller, buildings like this. This building actually looks kind of Turkish. Albania also has similar looking buildings. Um, okay. There's Cyrillic on the sign. Montenegro seems to use both the Roman and Cyrillic alphabets. I would say that they're probably more oriented toward the Roman alphabet than Serbia is. Um, yeah, okay. There's not more land beyond the sea here, and we're looking, yeah, sort of toward the southwest. Yeah, so maybe this is the outer coast out here. Um, Okay. So you can see the map is bilingual, Roman and Cyrillic alphabets, and this, by the way, and Serbo-Croatian language also are great for practicing your Cyrillic because there's actually a one-to-one correspondence between Roman and Cyrillic symbols. It's simpler than trying to interpret, people will tell you to learn Cyrillic, using Russian maps. I would say no. Like you should use Serbia, North Macedonia, and Montenegro first. And then other Cyrillic, should be seen really as a modification of those. Okay, so I was in the right part of the country. Like I had guessed correctly from there being no land beyond the sea that it had to actually be the outside coast and not say here. Um, and similarly, it wasn't on the lake. Okay. Okay, so here, this is sort of typical Slavic writing for in the Roman alphabet. Okay, you can see here there's a hotchek over the S. Some Slavic languages do not use hotchkey, in particular Polish doesn't. Um, and then the C with the C acute. Um, that can be Polish, but it's fairly unusual, and in particular in Polish, you're unlikely to find it before a vowel like this. Um, that this is Serbo-Croatian or something similar. Um, there are two letters used in Montenegro, not used in standard Serbo-Croatian, but you're unlikely to encounter any of them. Yeah, here LJ also that's not Czech or Slovak. That actually has to be Serbo-Croatian, Macedonian, Montenegrin, or Slovene. Um, okay. Uh, okay. Also, if we see any license plates, Montenegro is not a European Union member, but I see that there's blue on there anyway, right? Which is kind of interesting. Um, okay, there was those. Okay, Podgorica and Trebinia. Podgorica, of course, is the capital, um, and Trebinia, I think, is also a significant place. But I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm thinking of a different country. Um, yeah. Also, a period Stanica. That might mean the bus station. There's that would be like in Russian, it's Autovoxel for the bus station. Voxel, of course, is a specifically Russian word. Oh, here we have Nikshitsko. So this is named after a town, although, a brand name for something, those are sort of national. Um, let's see, Narcis, it says, okay, there, .me. Okay, so we know for sure that this is Montenegro. Oh, that also says Nikshits. So we're probably not in Podgorica, we're in Nikshits. Um, and yep, it was in Nikshits. Okay. Um, so here, um, I should point out that this is actually incorrect in the label. You can see here that that the correct spelling for the town has the acute accent over the C, um, and the Cyrillic is actually correct here. So the C with the acute, is this thing at the end that looks like an H with a bar. Um, Okay, and and as I mentioned, the C acute is rare in Polish, um, and that also the S with the hot check on it, the sh sound. Oh yeah, I can see what happened is that they just didn't have any diacritics on the Roman alphabet at all in the name here. Um, okay, so um, yeah. Also, you'll notice on the map, it looks like the street names are all Roman. Okay, so in this case, then if their signage is not by alphabetic, then you're looking for a street name. It's very useful to know Cyrillic. Um, and so that's something that I recommend for anyone that wants to be a good GeoGuessr player is that if you're going to learn a script for a language, that this is the easiest and highest yield one is to learn Cyrillic, and that Montenegro is a good country for practicing that. Okay, you'll notice here also that here there for instance Rijani here they did actually have a diacritic on the D. And the D with the diacritic like that is specifically South Slavic. That you don't find those in Czech or Slovak or in Polish, and that and then in the Cyrillic you can see that that's like the barred H, except that it has a tail on it, which differentiates it from the C acute letter. Okay, so this is Nikšić and this is Rijani. Um, all right. Yeah, there's another couple of lakes around here around Nikšić, but these look more like ones that would be produced by a dam. And in fact, you can see the straight uh, coastline here. This is probably where they dam things off. All right. Um, okay. Here we have Sekulichi. Again, here, C acute. Style of the sign already tells us former Yugoslavia. Um, and then also the C acute has an I after it, which, you would be less likely to. That in Polish, typically, if you have a C acute, it's in a place name like Zamość, for instance, where it's at the end, or before a consonant. And if you see it before a vowel, then you're almost assured that you're in the Balkans like this. Um, okay. Um, yeah. Okay. There's Sekulichi again. Okay, and then there's a sign for Danilovgrad. Um, yeah, Danilo is actually the name of the first king of Montenegro. Who is the subject of a an epic poem written by one of his descendants. And that Danilo, led a rebellion against Ottoman authority, and that the apparently the epic poem about it has a mildly disturbing part in which they have a large massacre of Muslims on Christmas. In fact, December 25th, 1710 is the date for that. Um, that it's different from Romania. In Romania, they kill dictators on Christmas, but I guess in Montenegro, like what they kill for Christmas is Muslims. Not in modern times, of course, and in fact, like there wasn't that much violence there in the 1990s Balkan Wars. They decided, that ethnic cleansing, like more of a Serb thing. Okay. Um. Okay. So here again, .me. This was a problem with the collapse of Yugoslavia. That there was a .yu domain name, for Yugoslavia, and so everyone wanted to get fuck.u, and they couldn't, but like that's defunct, so now they've got to get fuck.me, like now that Montenegro is independent. Well, I guess Montenegro became independent in 2006, so that some of you may not even remember that, but so yeah, so I don't know if anyone managed to get that one, but I'm not going to check. All right, so yeah, so we were in Danilovgrad, and okay, and so this area is more populated, around Podgorica. There's Nikšić as one of the larger towns. There's also the that I mentioned, Danilo, the first ruler of Montenegro, that the traditional capital of Montenegro was actually Cetinje, right here, which is actually a pretty small town. But yeah. So you can see here, King Nicholas Museum and Cetinje Monastery. There's an odd thing in Montenegrin history that the rulers of Montenegro were actually the heads of this particular monastery in Cetinje, and um, that because monks are not supposed to have children, this presented a unusual problem for hereditary succession, and so the rulers of Montenegro were actually succeeded by their nephews, um, and that this continued from Danilo's time for about 200 years until union with Serbia in at the end of World War One. All right, so I got a silver. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, so I don't I don't look as bad now. Okay. Um, yeah, 18,025 points. Yeah, so yeah, just that one actually was bad. Like those other ones or those other guesses actually went pretty well. Um, in fact, if we look at the game breakdown, yeah, that I had one of those was only 417 meters. And 4 out of the 5 rounds were within 10 kilometers. So yeah, pretty good performance on that one. All right. Um, so um, so I can view summary, and so I can play again. I have two viewers. All right. So that we have the so we can start the game again, and sometimes I have shorter streams on small countries. I don't think this really qualifies. I mean, I think I did a full length one on Luxembourg of all places. So we have apartments, sobe rooms. Okay, here's a sign with places on it. We have Shavnik, we have Trsha and Virak. Um, okay, let's see. So yeah, Trsha and Virak that way. Okay, looking at the other direction, which how did I end up so far away from the sign? Hmm. Uh, is that Zabliak? Yeah, it's sort of eroded there. Trusha and Virak. Um, yeah, that's a good question. Where are we? Yeah, that the whole country is kind of mountainous, but I think maybe this is semi-flat in the area. Um, we have this north-south road, here, European sign. Um, yeah, yeah. Also here, I should mention as well the rocks and the soil, in fact, are also somewhat lighter in color in southern Europe. Um, so when you see steep slopes, white rocks and things, you should typically think of a Mediterranean sort of environment. And of course, European signage. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, in fact, you can see there's white rocks in the road. Wait, put down a guess before. Uh, okay, yeah, may have been useful if I had just looked for the place names. That Virak was. Yeah, so there's Virak. There's it was Jablyak was that other one. Okay. Uh, I should mention here, for some of our things that for learning Cyrillic, you should keep in mind that it's useful to actually know how Roman alphabet Slavic languages work. And so here you can see, there's the hot check again. We have zh at the beginning, um, and so the hot check tells us that it's zh, and with a z with an acute would be pronounced z. With would be different. LJ is y. That's pronounced sort of like the GL in Italian or LH in Portuguese. Sometimes you'll see y as a pronunciation of LL in Spanish, and that's also used in Catalan. As experts in Spanish will remember that LL is pronounced differently from country to country, and that the pronunciation of LL is typically Spain, also Peru, Bolivia, a few other countries. Um, okay, so this is pronounced Jablyak. Uh, Here, there's the LJ is a very characteristic looking Cyrillic letter, and that Cyrillic letter is only found in South Slavic. That's not in Bulgarian or in East Slavic languages. Um, all right, so we're in a tunnel. Radio 96.5 megahertz. Let's see which end looks closer. That end looks closer. Um, Often tunnels have signs at their entrances which will help us out in identifying them. Um, tunnels, of course, this is a mountainous country, so you would expect it to have quite a few of those. Okay. Oh, there's the light rocks again. We have Tunnel Sozina, 4,189 meters, so it would have been quite a walk to try to leave in the other direction. Um, let's see. And we've got C, um, Sozina. Okay, so let's see. 4,185 is a lot. You would think that you might actually be able to see that there's the gray um, thing that they use for roads that are not on the surface on the map. That's one thing to look for. Um, hmm. Okay, the other thought is, could it be like in the Cador Bay area? I mean, that's a thought, right? Like going through the yeah, like that. Um, yeah, I'm starting to like that one, Tunnel Sozina, though. Um, yeah, hmm. Oh, I forgot to look at the other signs. Okay, that's just stop, not currently active, right? So tunnel is okay. See what I was saying about light-colored rocks? Again, very steep slopes, light-colored rock. That should make you think of especially you find that like in the Adriatic side of the Balkans, like in Croatia, Montenegro, Albania, and also um, there's definitely terrain that looks like that in the Alps. The Dolomites I mentioned, which are in the Dolomites, I think, are in either Friuli, Venezia Giulia, or Trentino Alto Adige region. I think it's around like around Cortina d'Ampezzo and the Trentino Alto Adige region. I think is in the Dolomites. Um, and that also there's actually mountains that look kind of like that around Monaco as well. If you remember the last stream that I did, remember these are alphabetical order by domain name, so that was the last one. Okay. Um, yeah. Now this is interesting. This building here. Um, it kind of has the like a modern sort of alpine look to it, but it doesn't look like something it looks unusual, like maybe not something you'd see in Switzerland. Um, okay, we have Hotel Turiak, M Petrol. Let's see, I was hoping that sign, uh, Kuvai Moshume od Pozara. Um, okay, yeah, not seeing anything useful on there. Um, okay, so you do see some conifers, but that this area is deciduous hardwood sort of forest, not northern looking at all. But this area doesn't have some of the dryish characteristics, that you'd see in a lot of southern European environments. Turiak ski, okay. So skiing would indicate also that mountains are relatively high. I'm thinking that maybe it's up here. Um, let's see, do I see Turiak? Not offhand. This being Montenegro, there is not that much to look at. That I could go in farther, but I don't know if that's going to be useful. Also, their Turiaku is actually just the name of the ski area, looking at the sign. Okay, Barmahala Rosaye. That Rojaye might be a place, right? Oh, there, yeah, there it is. Okay, nice. That was Turiak, right? Hotel Turiak. Okay, yeah. So we're in here. All right. Return to start. Yeah, there it was. So looks like it's about halfway between there and the buildings to the. Okay, so yeah, I probably could have gotten that better if it hadn't timed out. 141 meters. Yeah, I play with the timeout on these so that I don't end up spending too much time looking for things. It's not very educational, I find. Okay. Um, okay, so here we have, yeah, this looks more like I mentioned the Central European sort of roof tiles. That that this building does look more like something you'd find in Croatia. There, here we have one of these. This kind of palm, I think, is characteristic of Mediterranean environments. I think that you tend not to find this in, say, California or someplace like that. Um, okay, so we're probably not up here. Then we're probably closer to the sea. Um, I think in the interior, it would be too cold for palms. Um, hmm. Is there anything in this direction? I don't think there is. I'll just return to start. Yeah, maybe out this way. No, that's yeah. Yeah, some nice houses here. Makes me wonder if maybe like we're closer to Qatar Bay. Like there might be more money there. They have those cruise ships that stop by. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe around here. Okay, Zefalskreli. Okay. Oh, that's Albanian. Yep. Okay. Didn't have enough time to shift it, but yeah, yeah, that right there at the end. Um, I happened to run across, um, and the sign was even blue and white like Albania. Oh, that's kind of funny. Nudist settlement. All right. Um, Nudist settlement, Ataboyana, and then next to it, Hakuna Matata, Ataboyana. Okay. Um, all right. So yeah, that if you get that in the scavenger hunt, that I know that's a common one that they will ask you to find is a nude beach. Now you know where one is. Um, who knows if there's any actual street view of it though. Um, and of course, I'm not going to look for it because could create difficulties with Twitch. I mean, at least there probably aren't any hot tubs in Street View, but that I think probably your best bet in getting nudity into your Twitch stream, and getting away with it would be architecture. Just look in the right places in say Italy or France. Um, okay, so there, those we have houses. That almost looks like the gray Soviet roofing material there. Um, but yeah, typically this is orange roof tiles for Montenegro, right? All right, so probably not going to be a great score on this one because we're on the last round and I have only 8,683 points. So in fact, I silver is actually impossible on this one, right? Um, let's see, it's hilly, um, which is kind of all of Montenegro, but it's not particularly extreme. Like I'm thinking it might be lower, maybe near Nikšić. Um, yeah. That isn't like the Soviet roofing material. Those are actually maybe wood shingles. Um, yeah, that's what that is. That looks like it's a roof made of wood. Um, okay, that's a little lake. Probably not that useful. Yeah, so I think this one is going to be hope for the best, really. Like we haven't found anything. Yep. Okay, so it was up here near Pjevja. Yeah, that's hard to say. Pjevja. That's how you say that, right? Um, again here the Cyrillic L with the loop on it. That's not found in not found in Bulgarian or in Eastern Slavic languages like Russian. That's specifically South Slavic. Um, okay. Um, all right. So this one, yeah, that's that's not a great score. 9,131 points. Um, this being more of an educational stream, of course. That scores are often not that good on it. Okay. Um, so, yep, and I have, my best score now is the 18,025 from the first one in the stream. So, yep, so we'll go a third time then. Okay, what have we got? We've got interesting polls. Um, Yeah, actually, is this thing an electrical substation? It looks like it could be. Um, right, there were some high tension wires in the background, so that's probably what that is. Steps down to normal distribution voltage. Um, okay. Mówimy gradądzie do ognia na bacate śmiecie. Okay. I don't know any of this. Uh, this probably I can't read underneath. Yeah, and you'll notice also there's we've noticed a strong tendency toward the Roman alphabet and not. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention entirely the rifts in the sky. These are found in um, Albania and Montenegro and Senegal and a few other places. And of course, like all coverage meta, this could be subject to change. Um, let's see, Dulikova. Um, okay, so we're high up. Yeah, so this is probably inland. Um, of course, if we didn't know this is Montenegro, I'd be trying to figure out, is this Montenegro? Is this Albania? Is this Croatia? That those are all possibilities for this kind of landscape, or even maybe Greece. Um, yeah, so we're on a windy mountain road up on a terrace. Um, yeah, here the white rocks again. Uh, all right, so 52 kilometers. Um, okay, so here we're in an urban area. S press plus. Um, so nothing noticeable. Okay, here's the end of the line. Yeah, here's what I was talking about with the southern red tiles as opposed to the ones that you find in like Hungary or Croatia. They tend not to fit together as tightly. I'm not really sure why that is, but like you see, that they're less regular. Yeah, they've got the blue on them, which is interesting because Montenegro obviously is not in the European Union. Um, okay, there we have a Cyrillic sign with okay, that here that has Ljubovic, Ulica Ljubovic. It says again. We know now that that this is a Cyrillic letter not found in Bulgaria or in East Slavic languages. So this you'd be saying probably Serbia, North Macedonia, or Montenegro. Um, let's see. We have beer sign, I think. Um, Autocenter Illich. Let's see, not seeing anything geographic on the billboards. Italiansky Italii. Okay. Oh, here. Podgorica. Okay, so yeah, this makes sense that this would be the city. Um, Podgorica, I think, has about a quarter of a million people. Like maybe 35–40% of the population of Montenegro. Um, yeah, so this was um, an unexpectedly good guess, right? Only 177 meters off. Um, all right. Um, okay, so nice house. We have a mosque, as I mentioned. Like they're despite the origins of Montenegro, that they aren't as into killing them as they were in Serbia in the war. Um, I think mosques in Montenegro are often associated with ethnic Albanians, right, which they have, remember, in both Albania and in Kosovo. Um, let's see. Oh, here, Opština Pljevlja. We saw, yeah, Pljevlja is up here. Right, that's right here, and also in the Roman alphabet, Opština Pljevlja. Opština means like a municipality or a town. And here, Crna Gora is Montenegro in Montenegrin. Remember that the name Montenegro is the Italian name of the country. Um, oh, there, Hussein Pasha Mosque. So we must be, yeah. Let's see if we go back here. Kolovozu is the street there. Hmm. Let's see. We have. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like it should be just a few hundred meters from that mosque, but hmm. Yep, 152 meters. So, all right. So, next to last round, we've got we're crossing over a river. It looks like. We have Safari Beach Camping Hotel Laguna. So, a beach probably is on the sea, although it can be certainly be on a lake. Um, Hotel Laguna also might be a reference to a lake, though. Uh, Standard European crossing sign, right? Five ticks. Um, So that would tell us, for instance, that we are not in Ukraine or Russia, right? It's not that kind of crossing sign. Apartment Sia and Deti. Um, hmm. I love Miami, it says. Let's see. Hotel Olympic and Bellevue. Island. Arapuna Stoi. Hmm. Wait. Donistoi, Gornistoi. Yeah, so we're down in the same area that has the beaches, right? Oh, Safari Beach was, yeah, and Miami Beach. Okay, so we're down on this end of the island then. Looks like. Oh, we crossed over the river, right? Yeah, I'm thinking it's here or here. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, I think. And nope, it was the other one. Okay. So that's another one to keep in mind is there's beaches all along this island, it looks like. Okay, so there's Boyana Island, and then there's this. I guess that's not an island, it's connected here, right? Solana Ulcinj. Uh, yeah, so the town here is called Ulcinj, right? Here, this N with the loop on it is another letter not found in Russian. Um, right. Um, okay. So last round. Okay. Here, Lutria Chernigore. Again, here, Chernigora means Montenegro. Here, this is in some other grammatical formation, probably a possessive, what's called the genitive case. Um, let's see, markets, Vakidam. Okay. Hmm. Okay, another thing to point out with similarity to other countries is that Romania and Hungary, have holes in a lot of their poles. They don't have those here. Um, okay, so um, yeah, doesn't rule out Croatia, of course, which is similar in appearance to this, but um, yeah, I mean, of course, we saw this earlier. The Sornagora on the store. Um, okay, here Ulica Glibot, Glibot, no, Glibovachka. That's right. Ulica Glibovachka. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get much of anything. I think this is not as hilly. I'll go here. All right. Uh, yeah, an unusually good guess. 17 kilometers. Okay. So I guess we're done with the stream for now. And so let's do a quick check here to see what our next stream is, because here they are in alphabetical order under ISO 31662 code. We have ME, remember. We have Montenegro, St. Martin. Madagascar is going to be the next stream. Remember, Madagascar doesn't have official coverage, but it is a country in explorer mode, and in that one it's interesting. Like there's a lot of coverage meta for Madagascar. And then after that, the next stream will be North Macedonia. You can see in the M's, we're going to have a lot of countries here that are interesting. And so yeah, so thank you for watching and have a nice day.